I want to talk about the LeBron era here. So I saw a post online recently, and they were like kind of calling the LeBron era a fraudulent era, and I was just like, all right, hold up. He made won a finals, right? Regardless, however you feel about the bubble or whatever, made a separate conference finals. A couple times missed the playoffs, and a few times lost in the first round. If I gave any fan and just holistically say, hey, you'll win a finals in a 7-year stretch, you'll also make a conference finals in addition to that, how would you consider that a success? Almost everybody would say yes, that's a success. But I think it's the Lakers, it's LeBron, it's also there's connotations about the bubble championship that I think are misguided, but people feel however they're going to feel about it. As a Lakers fan, do you view the LeBron era as a success, a failure, or none of the above?
So was the Lakers' time with LeBron a success? Yes, it was, from the perspective of they won as much as anybody else did who won. Does that make sense? So that's what I would say. Now, if Golden State had won a couple of titles, if the Celtics had won a couple of titles, and they might still win this one, so other than those, if somebody else had won more often, then I still wouldn't call it a failure. It just wouldn't have been as successful as, and I go back to, was it 2 years ago when the reporter asked Giannis was his season a failure?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That great speech he gave about that. I don't think it's a failure if you don't win because it's hard. Everybody who's ever won a championship in any sport at any level will tell you it's hard, right? What I've loved the Lakers to have beaten Denver 2 years ago, yes, especially because the way Malone was talking crap about my Lakers. So there's that. But I would rate the Lakers just as successful from a championship standpoint as the other teams were who won. And the Lakers arguably has still maybe a top 5 player in the world or top 3 player in the world still on the roster, still playing at a high level. So all that, Omar, to say, do I deem the Lakers with LeBron a success? Yes. That's the bottom line.
There's a context here too, right? Where we're living in this era of parity that we haven't seen in the NBA since the 1970s.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you looked back at the 70s, the Knicks won twice, and I believe the Celtics won once or twies. But other than that, everything was a one-off situation. The Blazers won their title then, the Sonics won their title then, and it was just, there was just a scattering of talent across the league. And that's what it is now.